Welcome to MIT, and welcome to the first Odin Symposium, the Open Data and Neuroscience Initiative here at the McGovern Institute. And it's great to see many friendly, familiar faces in the audience, and look forward to a few days of discussion. So I'm not going to take a whole lot of time because I know we have a speaker queued up virtually just for the opening remarks today. I'm going to pass it on to Nima in a second. Some people have asked what Odin is, and some people have asked what the symposium is. So the initiative is about changing culture in many ways. It's about kind of connecting data to knowledge through the lens of various initiatives that are going on, many supported by the BRAIN Initiative here in the US, but we are lucky to have a few people from across the pond who will tell us about links on the other side as well over the next couple of days. We want this to be a very interactive symposium. We will have a few talks. They're intentionally kept small or short, followed by panel discussions. But we want us to kind of come up with ways in which we want to move the community forward. That's really the goal of this symposium. How do we connect the dots between instruments, analysis, data, science, and make all of this available openly for the community to enjoy, use in various ways? And hopefully, the speakers will reflect on many of these things as they talk. And without further ado, I'm going to pass it on to Nima, who's going to introduce our first speaker.
Thank you for all being here. I'm going to time myself just because you have a very tight schedule. So as Satrajit said, Odin is not the god of neurons, but it's actually open data in neuroscience. And plan is that hopefully we'll have an annual meeting. This year, the focus is going to be neurophysiology, and in the next few years, we're going to rotate through other concepts which are like built on top of this, and then we'll try to expand this community. So we'll hope to get feedback from you and also hear you what you thought, and see you back again, hopefully, in the next few rounds. So just to quick reason why we're here, there are many advances in acquisition computing, and that goes from high resolution data acquisition, and that's from multi-thousand channels that Tim Harris is going to talk about, to volumetric imaging, single cell resolution imaging, membrane potential imaging, which basically is going to be talks of Shadi Daya is going to talk about multi-channel. Adam Cohen is going to talk about membrane potential and single cell, as well as Ali Pasha Waziri. And then we also have this amazing integration of electrical and optical recordings. And with it, we have the demand to store all this crazy data and do online pre-processing, even not store everything. That's actually another issue, because as the data is growing in size, we have to decide which part of it we want to keep for long-term processes, and which one you want to just go quickly through and then do the preliminary rounds of pre-processing. And of course, we're moving towards cloud and distributed computing, because basically no computer can handle any of these things unless you're on the cloud. So we have advances in analytic and modeling. That's also going to be another few sessions together, which is basically using advanced analytical techniques and computational models to find meaningful patterns, and then extract insights from these complex data sets. And that is going to be all about multiple area recordings to basically even modes of controlling and stimulating at the same time that we're controlling it across all these different areas, and also understanding the population level dynamics, because the past age of neuroscience was all about trying to throw a fish hook in the ocean and then catch something and say what the ocean is about, and we're moving past that point. So it's necessary to understand neural population level dynamics at all the scales and integrate information across scales. And we also need to have modes of basically finding the variability in neural responses. And that's, for example, Alex Williams is going to talk about that to a degree. And then we need to understand how to come about and use mathematical constructs like manifolds and et cetera, and simplifying this sort of high-dimensional recordings. And that's another set of talks that we'll hear today. And to do this, we need to develop standards and methods that we can compare and validate our approaches. We can have provenance, and we can be sure of what we're doing is correct, actually. So And I don't know how many of you know about it or not, but like NIH has a mandate on data sharing policy now, along with this issue. So it makes this sort of gathering and brainstorming more important. And as of January 23, there is a mandate that if you're getting public funding, it should end up in some sort of like repository, and you need to have some data management and data sharing plan. And sure, in European countries and other countries also, this is going to happen. And we have some guests from Europe who have made the long journey here. So it will be also interesting to see what they think about these things and what are the approaches in their countries. And with it, this comes the necessity for archiving data and the standards as we were talking about, which is about the time and money that is spent on any of these things and the provenance, being able to reproduce the results. And we want to share. Like, one of the biggest issues is that you go to a given lab and something is done, and then there's no longer anybody there who has the knowledge of how this data was acquired, how the analysis was performed, and this is a disaster. I think this is really bad, actually. And then, you have piles of hard-derived data that is like sitting in a corner and no one knows what to do with it. And these are very valuable data that are recorded in the past. And as we move forward, we definitely need to have like a very systematic and organized approach to this. And to do it, we have basically divided this schedule for you for the symposium, which includes 3 days. I know some of you are not able to make it to the third day, but those of you who are able to do it, we welcome you to contribute extensively to brainstorming and planning. And the first day is going to be about devices, neuroinformatics, and platform is going to be here. The second day is also going to be here. It's about knowledge extraction, software, and modeling. And the third day is going to be neuroinformatic breakouts. For that, there's information on the website that we provide for you, also in the app, about different locations. So the first day, after this brief introduction, we'll hear from NIH Brain Initiative Deputy Director. And then we'll go through different sessions of today, which is new devices and high-throughput acquisitions. And then we'll have neuroinformatics and neurophysiology and platform infrastructures. We have also a student spotlight presentation. I think it's good also to give students a chance to come here and present to us what they're doing. And it's a great platform for them. And then we'll have a discussion. So each of these sessions will have their own panel discussions. And so I asked the moderators to make sure everybody's on time, that we don't run out of it. And of course, between 5:30 to 6:30, we have a reception here. So tomorrow we have a keynote in the morning by Mackenzie, and then we'll have session 4, which is open data to knowledge, and then neuroscience toolkits, followed by that, and then modeling and benchmarking. And again, another student presentation and a discussion at the end, which is basically we're bringing everybody together to discuss about what they heard that day. On the third day, there's going to be 3 parallel sessions. Following the Brain Initiative Scientific Program Director, who is Joe I think is here. Yep, he's here in the audience, so he's going to give the keynote, and then we have the parallel sessions, as I said, in 3 different rooms, and then we'll have open discussions and next step. And beyond that, I wanted to thank basically all of you, first of all, who made it here. This is really wonderful, thanks to you. And Dandy and NWB organizers. Basically, they are involved in setting up this symposium, and McGovern Institute, which is hosting us. And if you want to have more information, look for future information on odin.mit.edu. We'll try to populate it more as we go forward, as Satra was mentioning it. And if you want to use any hashtag, that's the hashtag if you want to do any social media stuff. So.